I think another movie that does fear pretty well is the first Jurassic Park. And in it, you can see there's the T-Rex, obviously, which is like the greatest predator. But what's much more scary is the velociraptors, where their kids are hiding in the kitchen. And you have like the sound of the nails on the floor, and it's great.
Them opening the door.
Yes. And that scene also helps up the suspense and make you don't know exactly where everything is. You don't. And I think that uncertainty really can up tension and fear.
Have a seat of violence inherent in the system! Help! Help! I'm being repressed! Bloody peasant! Oh, what a giveaway. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, eh? That's what I'm on about. Did you see him repressing me? You saw it, didn't you?
Welcome back to Help, Help, We're Being Repressed, where we are once again repressed.
Huzzah.
Ameera's going to be all sorts of charming because she just got out of a 3-hour lecture.
About Dostoevsky.
And my life is very hard, too. I just had a pizza. I'm enjoying not being in school.
I haven't eaten dinner either, so.
Tough luck. You should have brought dinner onto the podcast. That would have been very attractive.
I didn't want to do that. I thought about it. I did consider, and then I didn't.
Decided against. Anywho. So, 'tis the season for those who like Halloween. The spooky season. So we figured we might talk about fear in movies.
And we already talked about
scary movies.
We already talked about sad.
Yeah,
and we already talked about the big villains.
But now we're going to talk about the scary.
Specifically.
So there's some overlap there. But
so we can kind of talk
different.
about, like, what type of scary is good scary. Like, do we like horror films? Do we like thriller? What's
how
there
to be
like?
Scary.
How to be scary. So, Lucia, how do you be scary? In your own words, please.
Yeah. In my own words. Well, being myself, for one.
Terrifying.
Horrible. Deeply horrifying. Anywho, so we're not a super Halloween-y family. You know?
No.
We're not. There are a set of Christians that do that, like, we could never. I would never let my child dress up as Spider-Man. Because that's participating in an unholy tradition. We dressed up all the time. We did. We were adorable children.
We did not.
And there was definitely a lot of cultural appropriation.
Yeah, I also was, I think, is it her name Bethany Hamilton? The surfer without an arm? So that's also super.
If Ameera ever runs for office, we'll have to pull out the picture of her pretending to be missing an arm as a child for a costume and be like, she can't.
Or the, Native American costumes. That
the
works
Indian
too.
costumes.
Yeah.
I was a gypsy a lot.
I've been told by a teacher, Lucia, that that's a slur and we can't say it.
It is a slur, and I will say it like I say other slurs.
No, it's not a slur.
It like by definition is.
Sure, but it's not anymore.
When last were you in
Europe?
No.
I think colloquially in America, when people use the term, they're referring to a people group.
Now that's the thing.
Colloquially in America.
Mostly, I feel like most Americans are referring to a costume.
Yeah. Or the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
those are our two options. Okay,
she's
absolutely got off track really quickly.
Anywho, Halloween, fun time for the little children.
Especially if
great
you want
costumes,
to learn
great candy.
How to bargain and trade candy.
Yes, it's a good time to learn capitalism from a young age.
And be ripped off by your brothers.
Yeah, well, I wasn't really ripped off, okay?
No, we weren't. But
Rory felt like he was ripping me off.
He ripped off our cousins.
Because he was like, I got so much more candy than she gave. I'm like, yeah, but I wasn't going to eat that candy because I literally only ate Reese's.
Okay, so Halloween.
So Halloween, good times, fun times, but we're not like big. We were never big into the adulting Halloween of cover your house with cobwebs and watch horror films and that sort of thing.
We never dressed up as like witches, more likely to be a little princess.
Mm-hmm. Little fairy princess or a caterpillar in some cases.
It was a caterpillar.
That was a horrible costume,
no,
too.
It was beautiful. It was the best costume.
Have you seen the pictures of it?
It was great. It was impeccable. What can I say?
Like I said, good time all around, but we were never big into the scary, like the legit scary part of it and doing all the horror.
Well, part of it is that scary?
Yeah. But it is true that a lot of people like to take this opportunity, the cold and cobwebby part of the year, to to watch themselves some scary movies. So it seemed like good timing. Anywho, yeah, the question is, what makes them scary? And a lot of them aren't scary, be real. Like, because one of my least favorite things when a movie is trying to make you be scared is when it just does gross.
Mm-hmm.
Because being afraid is obviously a very, like, physical reaction. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm scared.
It should be visceral.
And it is a visceral response. And the quickest way to get a visceral response from somebody really is to gross them out.
Yeah, it's extremely lazy.
So it's
just
very,
like,
very much cutting corners to be like, I can get them to go like, by having like cockroaches coming out of somebody's mouth.
Yeah, because you just react.
Because I'm like, ah! I'm not scared. That was just like,
you can't help but like feel it, you know?
Yeah, you're like, So yeah, my beef with horror films as a total genre is so much of what I see is just gross instead of scary.
Yeah, it's gross instead of scary, but it's also just scary / gross for the sake of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real reason for it. It's just a gross, terrible experience. And we're doing it, we're gonna go watch it to be scared, to have
to feel that.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I want to feel something. How about we feel gross?
Yeah, that's wholesome and spiritually healthy.
Yeah, we love dwelling on the dark things.
But we talked about this with sadness too. Yeah. Where you're like, okay, we want a story that has a certain reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But you shouldn't chase only that reaction. Yeah.
You have to be chasing something that causes that reaction.
Exactly. You're wanting to chase an actual quality story that has that reaction as a side effect. Is the best way to do it. Because for anybody paying attention, it's incredibly obvious when a movie is just trying to get the feeling instead of giving you anything of substance. So that happens with sad movies, like we talked about with just like, and then they died. Like, feel bad.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Actually, sad movies scary movies, do the exact same thing as sad movies.
Yep.
In the way that they use, especially children.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, sometimes sad movies...
cheap tricks.
Yeah, cheap tricks.
To get at the feeling.
Where you're like, so sad movies will kill the kid. And you're
or
like...
the mom.
Or the mom.
Or the dog.
The dog works.
The dog's always...
But they'll kill the innocent. And it's like, oh no, it's terrible. And it's like, yes, killing an innocent, killing a kid is terrible, right? Mm-hmm. To be clear, I do not support child murder.
We don't, yeah. You have to state everything clearly these days.
Yes, it's not
Disclaimer.
I don't disagree with the movie in the fact that I think, oh, this wasn't a terrible thing to happen. But it was also lazy. And scary movies like to do kids.
The same thing. Kill the kids brutally.
Not just kill the kids brutally. They sometimes twist the kids.
Or kill the nun. Yeah.
Well, they use, like nuns, actually, like perverting innocence.
Yes.
So I think a problem that I have with a lot of like the horror genre, and I have not watched horror movies really. So this is my...
We've watched a couple things bordering, and then we watched like clips to see.
Yes, but this is like my
trailers.
My impression of it is they do the same type of cheap tricks, but their cheap trick is perverting innocence. And perverting something holy and religious. So you get that with the nuns. You get that with kids. You make the kid into the demon. You make the nun into the demon. It's that type of thing.
When you look at a bad sad, there is not always a moral problem with it, you know? Yes. Like, it's not... I don't look at it and go, everyone who watches this is evil. Like, no, of course not.
No, just lacking
I'll just be
brain
like...
power.
Yeah, I'll just be like, that was lazy. It was cheap. If you're like... And there can be a level of unhealthiness that is if an audience is chasing sad feels.
Yes.
And that's all that, like, there can be unhealthiness.
People just wanting to, like, marinate in sorrow.
Wanting to emote.
Yeah.
Like, you can get unhealthiness, but I won't look at it and be just like, oh, moral problem, right? Like, immediately off the cuff.
The movie's not necessarily immoral.
Yes.
It's just...
It might not be immoral. It might just be lame.
Poorly
But
made.
when you're dealing with scary, a lot of those cheap tricks can be straight up immoral. So, like I said, can be. Sometimes it's just lazy. I feel like the bugs coming out of your mouth is like, but there's not anything immoral about having bugs in your mouth, I guess.
To be fair, it's not like there's never a place for the gross.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, but what you're talking about with the cheap trick being something innocent and perverting it, there can be something deeply unhealthy in wanting to do that and then wanting to consume that.
Yes.
And, like, don't get me wrong, there's ways of doing those kind of twisted bad guys. But when you have a movie dedicated to the perversion of innocence, you should be a little, like...
a little antsy about watching it, maybe. You know?
Do we want this to be feeding our brain?
Hesitate a little bit.
Do I want these images in my mind permanently?
Yeah, because actually images are very difficult to get out of your mind.
Yep.
So it's like, well, now that's there. Often forever.
Yeah.
Stories really stick with people. So stories stay with you for a long time. It's just going to be present in your mind. And when you see innocence, there is actually a level of, like, when you have learned to look at everything in a dark way. It's one of the dangers of only reading, like, dark literature. Even if it's good literature. If I only consume McCarthy, if I only consume Dostoevsky, it's like, I'm going to see the world in that way. And I cannot help but do that.
There's a good quote about this.
Oh,
staring into the abyss.
Okay, I was like...
staring into the abyss.
Speaking of authors that you may not want to consume only.
Exclusively. But the abyss will stare back at you. It is just true. There's a type of darkness that you have to know that if you're consuming it, or consuming too much of it, or consuming it without thinking, but sometimes it's bad enough that it's just consuming it, you have to know that that's going to shape the way you see things. And I've definitely had unpleasant experiences with, like, consuming things. Like, even some of just, like, in classic literature, you can look at things like Dracula or a couple of Ovid's Metamorphoses that you read it and it kind of just wrecks your week. Because you're just
sometimes
like...
longer.
Yeah, sometimes. But I'm not, chasing down those things. But you can consume something that's just so...
Good.
dark that it taints my vision.
Yeah. Taints your vision and you can feel gross.
Yes.
Like Dracula,
I'm like,
I had a kick of just reading through classics. And then really was... I think it slowed my roll after we hit Dracula, where I was just like...
Dracula killed my roll. I stopped reading.
Where you're just like, apparently not all of these are worth it.
That one streak. But... there are just some things that it's like, yeah, okay. There's a place for consuming darkness, like as villains or as different aspects of the story. No, I'm just saying, like, there's not all villainy. I mean, we did a whole episode on villains. So not all villainy is bad for you to consume if you're doing it in a responsible way. But you do have to realize when you're going towards a genre which is just about the darkness.
Yes.
The way that some of the Metamorphoses, and I'm talking very specific ones. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But very specific ones. Or stories like Dracula or some of these horror films where the entire point of it is the darkness. You really do need to step cautiously.
Yeah, okay. So I think
make sure you're keeping your eyes on the light.
Yes.
And sometimes just not eating that.
Well, I'm like, okay, so if you look at a story or like either a book or a movie and you watch it, you should question where you were at the beginning of the movie or the book, and where were you when the story ended? Like, where did this bring me to? What state am I in now?
What did it do to me?
What did it do to me? Well, sometimes it's a fair question. And
yeah,
it's like,
a lot of things don't do much to you, but some things do.
No, popcorn films. It's like eating a bag of popcorn. Before and after, maybe I was a little chubbier, but like not much not much different, right? Like,
it's like the difference is I was full of popcorn.
That was it. Versus if versus
I am licking poison dart frogs.
For fun.
before I was healthy, and afterwards I was dead.
Afterwards I was dead. I was diseased, you know.
I was very, very ill.
But yes, I
and
think
jaundiced
when you...
and puking all over the place.
That's fun. Why are you being gross for the sake of gross, Lucia? Gosh. Defeating the point of the podcast.
I'm being gross for the sake of humor. Which is different. That's more like Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, that was a little much.
That was a lot by the end. But
that was a little gratuitous. So there's, yes, but even that's an example where it's like, I think humorous gross often goes too far. I think Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like I'll tell you never go watch it.
I was laughing for half the time, and by the end I felt a little like...
it was much. There was much fake blood. It was gory. But even that, I think, is better than a pure horror film, where the sake is purely the horror. Where it's like, this is what you're here for. You're here for the gross feeling. You're here just to see the darkness.
Oh yeah, here's a good rule of thumb, and this is all stories, and it's also outside of stories. Beware of people trying to get in your head. Just like if the point of something is I want to get in your brain.
And stay there.
Whether it's Elon Musk or...
yeah, Neuralink? Never.
Like,
never in a billion years, my friends.
But some of these movies are very, very specifically geared towards just trying to get something into you.
Yeah.
Some, like, a visceral reaction, like I said. And I'm like, tread carefully.
But yeah, okay, so even if we look at the horror films and we're like, so they're bad in the moral sense, in that you're just consuming dark things, I also can look at the horror films and
a lot of them are.
Yes. I'm speaking very generally. I have not watched every single horror film out there. So if you have a big fuss and are like, no, but what about this one? Odds are I haven't seen it.
We're talking. Here's the thing. We're talking principles.
Yeah.
So if the principle applies to a movie, assume we're talking about that. And if it doesn't, assume we're not talking about that.
Boom. Yeah. But even if we look at them and we're like, so I have a moral, like, disagreement here to just consume darkness in this type of way, I also think it was lazy, often the way they create fear, and not that scary.
Yep. Because that's what we'll get to. It's what makes it actually scary.
So, like, so we've already, like, you know,
but
baseline.
Yeah, so consuming, baseline, be cautious of consuming straight darkness.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
So there does have to be an ultimate point aside from just darkness.
Yeah.
And so a lot of thriller movies can kind of achieve that.
Yeah.
Where they'll keep scary things and suspense and high intensity, but they'll actually have, like, a point.
I also think they do fear better.
Yeah. But I
think suspense is more terrifying.
You do need a point, and just a heads up, I think cautionary tales are stupid. No, the qualifier. They're stupid as a label, because so many people call a ton of things cautionary tales that aren't cautionary tales.
Oh, that's just stupid people, not a stupid genre.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's a label that's applied to a lot more broadly than actually includes.
Fair enough.
So a true cautionary tale is one thing.
I was like, Anna Karenina?
Flannery O'Connor has some great ones.
Flannery O'Connor.
Her short stories.
Another person that should be
read,
read,
I'm just saying a lot of people will
exclusively
label a story that's just bad as, oh no, it's a cautionary tale.
Okay.
It's a cautionary tale. So I'm just saying, if someone says, the point,
wait.
It does have,
I'm trying to remember which one you're talking about.
If someone says, oh no, there is a point, because I say it needs a point other than just being like, blah, you know? They'll be like, it's a cautionary tale. I wouldn't immediately believe them. I would have to actually check.
Wait, what specific thing are you thinking of? Because I know you're thinking of something.
I feel like I had this argument with someone
Yes,
recently.
I know. I know you did, which is why I remember it.
It wasn't Secret History.
I don't think so.
I think it was someone else.
It's a cautionary tale. It was a movie.
You know, it'd be nice if we got paid for, like, brand placements.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
I'd be like, let's see if I have a brand. I do, but...
She has no brands.
No brands. Brand free.
This is Walmart.
I should do that sometimes. Just set up in the Walmart aisle and just cast a pod.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, what were we talking about? Cautionary tales.
Cautionary tale. No, I was literally just arguing about someone.
Yes, I know. That's why
I was arguing with Rory.
No, because I was there.
Yes. You were on the phone. Because I called you to tell you that you should dress up as Trinity from The Matrix for Halloween.
Which is not going to happen.
Because we want to see you with dark hair. And then I was arguing with him, and he said that what I said was like what he'd heard about Breaking Bad.
Oh, well, I've never seen that.
I can't remember what we were originally
This was not the
talking about
conversation.
that you used that as an example.
This was...
Well, if it comes to us, we should know. But anywho, so be wary of consuming darkness. There has to be another point. Yeah. Gross is just lazy. So it, like... Here's the thing. We're not against gore.
No,
my favorite movie is The Gladiator.
And
Gladiator is super
let's
gory.
be real. There are gross things in real life.
Oh, yeah. So gross is not off the table.
However,
it's just that gross and exceptional gore
gross things
can be cheat codes to trying to make people feel scared. Like beating someone to death with the lid of a toilet seat. Whatever.
That was very specific.
Lid of toilet. From It.
Okay, I haven't seen that either, so I believe you.
Moving on. We also complain that they're not actually that scary.
No.
So.
People get grossed out, but is it actually
people get grossed
something
out?
To be
people
scared
get
of?
jump scared. People flinch at the sight of insane amounts of blood, but are we actually scared? Yeah. I fear nothing.
Fearless.
So
but if you did get scared, what would scare you?
One thing that makes something scary is it believable?
Important.
Big thing. So this is the thing that's a bit of a struggle with fantastical type horrors or thrillers, suspense, all that.
You have to believe it.
Is that you look at it and you go like, this is not real. I ain't ever seen something like that. That's not real. So you have to play with believability. But that goes for non-fantasy as well.
Yeah.
So one of the most effective ways I have ever seen to make something scary is to not be able to see it.
It turns out that works.
Yep. Works very well.
Because your mind can make it scary.
Uh-huh.
But when you see it, it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Your
Suspense
mind can imagine something.
Always be scarier than gore.
Your mind can imagine something much, much more horrible than is actually going to be there.
Also, if you can't see something coming, it keeps you very, very tense. So when you're wanting a physical reaction from people, tension is a great one.
Yeah, and this can be done in lots of different ways. Where, I mean... Jaws, yes. Mm-hmm. Where you just get... I mean, I think similar to...
Dun.
Yeah, you got the sound. But kind of similar to Jaws. Actually, I don't know, because I haven't actually seen Jaws.
Okay, move on. Stop outing yourself for not watching enough movies.
I read too many books to watch movies. That's a lie. I also watch
You watch Emperor's New Groove.
Okay. I do. But
very scary. Okay.
I think another movie that does fear pretty well is the first Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, you can see there's the T-Rex, obviously, which is like the greatest predator. But what's much more scary is the velociraptors. Mm-hmm. And part of it is because they're smaller and you can't see them coming. So it's like when you're walking through the woods, the T-Rex, you hear it and you see it. It's there. Velociraptors, and this is in the book and the movie, so, you know, for those who read.
The book is excellent, by the way. Get on that.
It's fun.
Maybe we should pod on that sometime.
Excellent is a strong word. It's fun. It's good.
It is excellent.
Parts of it. The book? I listened to it again, and parts of it are just
fight later. Okay.
Not as well written. But what was I saying? You distracted me.
Velociraptors.
Yeah, velociraptors. You can't see them coming. They also are intelligent. They're fast and they work together. But it's like there's this type of fear because they're much more real than the T-Rex, I think. Where it's just like animal that is not ridiculously big. It's very like easy for the mind to comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like
and it's just somewhere.
and it's somewhere and you don't know where, and it might come out of anywhere. And then there's a suspension of the scenes, like in the movie, like brilliant scene where their kids are hiding in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And you have like the sound of the nails on the floor, and it's great. Like things like that where you don't know what's gonna happen.
Them opening the door.
Yes. And that scene also helps up the suspense and make you don't know exactly where everything is. You don't. So like the kids, you can see his reflection, but everything is like a little bit like you're unsure. And I think that uncertainty really can up tension and fear.
The proof is in the pudding with his unseen thing.
Yeah.
Because we've got some pretty good direct comparisons. Because look at The Quiet Place. A Quiet Place? A Quiet Place? I never remember the article adjectives and names.
The Quiet Place. Just go Quiet Place.
It's not A Quiet Place?
I thought it was... Just continue. Everyone knows what you're talking about.
So, which movie is scarier?
The Quiet Place or...
A Quiet Place 2?
Quiet Place 1.
Easily! And it's because you can't freaking see the monster.
Yeah.
So, the entire first movie is... got all of those things. It's a monster you can't see, a monster you can't really predict, a monster that fits easily into your imagination.
And then they even...
And silence.
Yes, I was like, they even up the unknown.
Because that's tension.
Yeah, the silent is tension, but by having the girl be deaf...
Yeah.
They upped that feature. Where it's like, she
So not
knows...
only is it silent, she can't hear them coming.
Yes. Also, the second movie just had zero, like, real progression to... Like,
okay, well, the second movie was bad in other ways.
There was other problems.
It was also just simply
but it just
not
wasn't scary.
That scary.
No.
And that's because, like, we are just so quick to not believe monsters when we see them.
Yeah.
Because they're not real.
So when you see them, you have to keep them believable.
Yeah, but it is just true that any kind of predator, even when you do believe them, is scarier when you don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Because I can fight a monster I can see.
Yeah.
I might lose, but I could fight it.
True.
But, so for bolder people, it's just really not, like, it's super detracted, and then in just being visible, even if it's a real monster, and then for everybody, it's lower fear because it's just not real.
I think a good example of something that's believability is Alien. Mm-hmm. Where you have, like, the scariest version of the monster is when it's the hand, like, little monster.
Oh, this is the other thing for fear. When you're trying to make people feel something, there's one very easy way to do it, and it's to use things that they've felt.
Yes. Well, that's what allows it to be believed. So you see people, and this is also the cheat code that people use when they make something gross. Yeah. Like when you put something in their mouth, it's like everyone's
had something.
Well, it's like
in their mouth
if you look at something and you think about what it would feel like to lick it, everyone knows what it would feel like. Like, like no matter the object, you can just look at it and be like, yeah, I know what that would feel like. So you put something...
I could imagine it if I wanted.
but it's like...
you put something in someone's mouth on screen and everyone's forced to imagine it.
Yes.
So everybody goes, laugh.
So that can be lazily done, but that's also a genuine way.
But that's the reason it works.
Yes.
Like, that's the reason that grossness works.
Because there's a way to do it right.
Yeah, so when you're dealing with fear and pain, things that people have felt before. So that stress of needing to stay quiet.
Yeah.
Is very familiar.
Yeah.
But so is a direct comparison in the first versus the second movie. Versus, like, scary, not scary. The mom stepping on the nail.
In the first movie, yeah.
In the first movie. That hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt everybody in the theater.
Well, everyone could see it coming, too.
Everyone could see it, and everyone could feel it. And then feeling that and knowing that you can't make a sound is like, ah.
It's something that can be easily imagined.
Second movie, the parallel of that is the kid steps in a bear trap.
Who knows?
And it was like, ow,
like.
I guess. But for one, he's allowed to scream because the second movie was noisy.
Yeah.
And for two, I haven't stepped in a bear trap. I've stepped on multiple nails.
I don't think that's usual. Just so you're aware. I don't know if that's common.
It wasn't my fault. No, but like, you don't know what a bear trap feels like. You could try to imagine.
Yeah, you can probably
and
picture
you do go like, ow, when you see that. But you don't go like, ha, 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 ow. The same way you go with the nail.
True.
Like the Flight of the Conchords song. Ow.
Sorry, niche reference.
It's called The Issues. It's great.
Everyone should listen to it. Watch it, actually.
We're talking about the issues, but we're keeping it funky. Keeping the references niche.
Yeah, as we should.
Yeah, as we should. So doing feelings you've felt before are a great way of getting that response. So familiarity
and this is
can make things scary. So when you're talking about alien, a hand, like the feeling of a hand on you, that's very, very familiar.
Yeah.
And so when you see the little hand going around, you immediately have all of these, like, you picture it and you feel it without trying to because it's familiar.
Yeah. But yeah, I think... so, and then as the movie progresses, it becomes like a big monster, which is much less...
And you're like,
much less scary than like a freaky little hand.
Another good comparison is Stranger Things.
Yeah, I was also thinking of that one.
So people will fight me on this. Like, a lot of people think that the later ones are scary. I've only watched the first couple seasons. I haven't watched, like, the last season.
Multiple.
But looking at just, like, the first to second.
Yeah.
If you look at just the first and the second season, which is scarier? Not a trick question. It's easily season 1. Because you can't see the monster.
Like, I nailed it.
Lamira is like, points for me.
Got it.
So smart.
So smart.
You can't see the monster. You don't know what you're up against. And then it's intermixed with all these very familiar feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So Will singing his song.
Oh, that was classic.
The something being in the walls. Everyone knows a feeling of something being in the walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not normally a monster, but...
a kid.
Something's in the wall.
Depending on how much construction is going on at the moment.
Sometimes birds. Okay.
Sometimes birds. We've had that.
Mice. But yeah, the idea of something being in the walls is really believable. But then having it just be like in the walls, not in the walls.
So it's actually a very strange combination of trying to balance the unknown and the unfamiliar with the familiar.
With the familiar.
So you have to do something that you cannot comprehend.
Yeah, that you don't understand, you can't predict.
But it has to be real. Otherwise, it's like, it's too fanciful.
Which means familiar.
Which means familiar. So it's actually, I think, a very difficult balance for people to hit, to have it genuinely scary.
Yeah, and obviously you can have lots of medium
and this is, to be honest,
on this attempt, but there are some good ones.
We're talking about like monsters here. But when you look at other types of films, so if you look at like crime things, or I think there's like, trying to think of a good example of something in like the mystery genre, where I'm like the bone collector. This is
not either of those, but Escape from Pretoria. When you're chasing, there's two scenes that really, really, really hit the suspense.
Yeah, okay.
And one of them is, two of them are in, so in case you don't know, that's trying to escape from a prison.
Yeah.
Very stressful. But not super scary, but it definitely has like a couple of those beats where you're like, it's very, very high stakes, very tense. And one of them is they're in a storage closet, hiding from the guard. But the storage closet doesn't stay closed, and there is no handle on the inside. So they're holding the tip of a screw of the door handle being screwed in from the other side, trying to hold it closed.
And everyone knows what that's
with
like.
With their fingernails, while the guard, who's obviously armed, is wandering around out there, and they're barely balanced because they don't fit in here. So they're like on their toes, hold like against boxes and like just holding the door shut with their fingernails.
Yeah.
And that is like, I can immediately picture what that feels like.
Yeah, I think everyone can. It's very easy to picture and imagine in your mind. Even if you've never been to a prison. Yeah. You know what that feels like.
Uh-huh.
trying to hold something that you can't really hold.
So yeah, when you're looking at crime or murder mysteries or like what, or fantasy, anything, you're going to be frequently dealing with situations that nobody's been in, but you need those elements of everyone can feel that. Everyone can picture that.
So it's like, yeah, you have a very, very unfamiliar situation, but the way that you actually make the unfamiliar scary is through the familiar. It's through the sensation that everyone understands and knows. So it's like everyone can be there with the character in a certain way.
Yeah. You come up with any like murder mystery examples of that?
Not really.
Or crime?
But I was also thinking about what makes I mean, we talked about villains, but when you talk about scariness, you know, what should be feared, the same thing applies to men as well as monsters. Where it's like, okay, so they have to be real. They have to be. I mean, it's scary when you don't know where they are, but that's why, I mean, a lot of people use darkness in like nighttime, like scenes where what's scary about it is you cannot see around you.
Or can't make noise is a pretty common one.
Can't make noise, yeah. But let me think.
Or if you're trying to hide in a place with a lot of windows, that sort of thing. The feeling of everyone can see me, but I can't see anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when you're dealing with horrifying things, it's pretty easy to stumble into the completely unfamiliar and not be scary at all.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you look at the movie Spotlight, which not a kid's movie.
No.
If you're a child, do not watch it.
But it is a good movie.
If you're an adult, it's probably something that's worth watching. I would not call it a pleasant watch.
No.
I think it's a really good movie. It's about, how should I summarize?
Bit of a scandal. Well, it's the scandal of the Catholic Church protecting child predators among the clergy.
And it's like,
it's a real story.
Yes, it's a real story. So if you're Catholic, sorry.
Tough.
Like,
you do have to cope with that.
Yeah, that's something that
it genuinely happened.
It did happen. But I think one of the moments in the movie that stuck with me the most is when a kid is describing what happened when he was being molested. And he was talking about like getting taken out for ice cream and stuff. And he just is describing the story, and the priest is talking to him in the past. And he talks about holding the ice cream cone and not eating it and it dripping down his hand.
Just freezing?
As he just like froze up. And everyone
knows that feeling.
Ice cream dripping down his hand. And it's like, it was not at all graphic. In the sense, like, it was not, I mean, I don't remember. Did we watch it filtered or anything?
I don't remember. It was a while back.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I'm like, it was.
But that wasn't graphic.
But nothing graphic stuck with me, anyways. What stuck with me was the minor, like, the ice cream just dripping down his hand. And obviously, I mean, I would say that was fear. It did invoke a reaction. I mean, it invoked, like, a tragic reaction. Like, it's obviously extremely sad. But the horror of that moment was the ice cream cone. Like, that's what did it. Which is, I mean, if you read Hemingway, it's his iceberg theory, right? Where it's like, the dignity of an iceberg is 70% underwater.
Yeah.
Where it's the beauty and the impact, actually, of the understated. And I think it can be a lot.
It's part of why it's sad that media literacy is declining so much.
Because they don't get it.
Yeah, the fact that you can have an incredible story, well, like incredible storytelling of something. And part of what makes it so impactful is that.
Yes.
Is the little bit that's visible and then all of the rest that's definitely there. Yeah, but you can't see it.
That you
or it's not explicitly stated.
Yes. You know, but don't see.
And then you've got, you know, but don't see. And then there's so many people that they just won't see it. They just go like, and if you try to tell them about the 70%, they'll be like, no, I saw this part. This is what was there. Hello, are you stupid or something? And I'm like, well, I was about to ask you the same thing. What a coincidence.
I mean, one of the two of us is stupid, but You know?
Like, clearly somebody is.
Won't say which.
But it is true. Like, if you're trying to really hit somebody, rather than just get a reaction in this moment. Because a lot of the cheap tricks will get a reaction in the moment.
Yes.
But if you're wanting to impact someone through story long term, then this kind of thing, the understated horror it can be a lot more powerful.
And I mean, to be honest, I know that we are not easily scared. So
we're not allowed to be.
But
no, the patriarchy is
patriarchy says no. What can I say?
Yeah.
But
we fear nothing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's, to an extent, when you're talking about what sticks with you, it's like, so why is it that everyone goes back to the horror films to watch? Like, people who watch horror films, they, like, keep watching them, right? And it's like, sure, you want the cathartic experience, but obviously it's not one that sticks. Because you return to it.
Well, sticks in, a certain way.
Yeah. But it's like, I think something genuinely scary.
Things that have horrified me, I have watched exactly one time.
Yes. Where it's like,
and I remember it.
Genuine horror is not really an emotion that you love to repeat.
No.
So it's like, I think there's
that one got you screaming, but.
So
but
yeah,
it's not
there's
really
like these horror films or, scary things where you go through the haunted house or whatever is happening. And people want the sensation. They want the outer trappings of horror and fear. Mm-hmm. They want to be like, I reacted. Like, look what happened. But I don't...
Jump scare.
I don't even think that they are genuinely scared. Because if you were...
It's more of an activity.
It's an activity. It's a fun...
We gotta go freak out.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, it's a catharsis. It's like, we're gonna go have this big slew of emotion. We're gonna feel. We're gonna be scared and terrified. It's like, yeah, if you were genuinely terrified, you would not walk back into that theater. And maybe this is me, reading too much into it. But I'm like...
Well, yeah, but once again, that's not a discussion. That's not necessarily saying that horror films fail.
No.
As much as saying that they're doing something different than we normally describe them to be doing.
Yes.
And
it's not
so we're talking about real fear looks different than that.
Yes, and I think the people who go in, they do think they're scared. They are, in a sense, scared. Like, they feel scared in the moment. They do jump in their seats. Some of them scream. But in some ways, it's the fear of being on a roller coaster where everyone puts their hands up and screams. Like, it's... And then you're like, yay, let's do it again.
Like, do it again. Get back in line.
It's like,
The people who are actually scared of roller coasters, they don't get back on the roller coaster.
No, they're like, we're not doing that. No.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So it is just a distinction.
Yeah.
It's like, it gave me a rush is different than that was scary.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, can we name like a couple other villains that are scary? Monsters or man?
Monsters
that
or
actually
man.
Hit that fear.
Monsters and men.
Are you a man or a monster? Sugar is scary.
Yeah, we talked about him when we talked about villains, right?
Yeah.
He's genuinely scary. Mm-hmm. I think that's what allows, for fear to be done better in a movie that's not just about fear. Yes, because you can.
The villain.
I mean, you can have real horror, but if the whole movie's not about that, there is something there to bring you back to the movie.
Yeah,
where it's like, if you did a movie that was genuinely terrifying the entire time at that's actually another way that makes things not scary though. If you have the volume, to 100.
Okay, we're going on different meters. Well, I meant out of 10. It's like...
Mine was out of 10, too. No, it wasn't. Okay. But if you have the volume all the way up at, like, a fever pitch the entire time. This is with any emotion, actually, not just fear. Where it's like, if it's sad, if it's dramatic...
We stop caring at some point.
Happy. Yeah, it's just like, no one's feeling that by the end of the movie. There needs to be downbeats.
My earring is stabbing me.
This is your fault.
I forgot that we wore headphones.
We wear headphones every time.
Yeah, well, more like I put them on this morning. I forgot I was wearing them.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm going to take this out.
But if you realize we have like 5 minutes left.
Yeah, but it hurt.
I do not feel bad. But yeah, if you have it at a fever pitch the whole time, no one feels it by the end. You're all numb to it. It's when you go down and then up. If you have like lows and highs, then highs actually mean something.
Whiplash. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Another thing is that if you're creating a movie or a story and you want it to be scary, you don't just have to think about how your own movie shouldn't be set to 11 the entire time. You also have to realize that a lot of other things are. Mm-hmm. So you don't necessarily want to rely on things that your audience has been made numb to by other shows and movies.
Like gore.
Death.
Our generation was raised on video games.
Yeah, on first-person shooter games. So, like, do you expect us to be all that horrified that somebody died?
Someone told me once, and it was a teacher, so they may have... I think it was a teacher. They may have been lying to me. But however, this was from a teacher, so at least it has a mild level of ethos that actually Gen Z does have an easier time killing people, like in actual combat as soldiers, than earlier generations, partially because of the way that we were raised on shooter games.
Yeah, the media, well, also just movies.
Movies, games, like numb to violence. And when you get numb to fake violence, you do get numb to real violence. So even
so you just have to realize that everybody's been numb to violence. So if you just throw a ton of violence into your movie, nobody's going to be impressed.
No, it's just another, mistake in a field of mistakes, I guess.
I don't think any scary book villains, because that's a little, like, that's an extra step of tricky. Because scary movies are a little easier than scary books.
I think Svidrigailov in Crime and Punishment is a really good...
What if hell was full of spiders?
Yeah, that's freaky.
That guy. You're like,
But he's, I think part of the aspect that makes him scary is how calm he is. And the way he doesn't process evil, I guess. It's like,
or good. Once again, a bizarre sense of normalcy, though, in his behavior.
Exactly.
So he's doing such horrifying things with such a normal attitude.
And I think villains can be done well like that. And it can be scary when they're the normal thing. Or something terrifying is being treated as if it was completely normal. And I think Hemingway does this. I am also in a Hemingway class, so my brain is,
so
corrupted.
You're thinking a lot of Hemingway.
By Dostoevsky and Hemingway.
McCarthy's got some good bad guys, too.
And McCarthy, yes. I'm just a corrupted being at this point.
The cannibals in The Road.
Yeah, but in the way he doesn't ever say they...
It's so understated.
It's wildly understated.
And you're like, get the heck out of there now!
Yeah, I think The Road, really good book, I think.
Yeah. It's an excellent book.
Really good. People should read it. Or listen to it if you struggle with Hemingway's lack of grammar. Because
That's not Hemingway.
Not McCarthy, sorry.
Yes.
McCarthy's lack of grammar. Hemingway uses grammar. He's very good.
Yeah. Good boy.
But Hemingway does a similar thing when you're talking about war. The way he just treats it normally to a certain extent, where it just is. And he doesn't, exaggerate or... make it flamboyant. Sometimes he doesn't even describe the battles in some of his books, like Farewell to Arms. I don't think there's a single actual battle described. But the book really conveys the horrors of war with the absolute lack of it.
I do think another good tool for creating fear across all mediums is when the elimination of safe spaces.
Yes.
When it can touch you anywhere. It can get you anywhere. Like in places that you thought you would be fine. In ways that you thought would never happen. Like that kind of thing can be really terrifying. Mm-hmm. So, A Quiet Place, the fact that their home isn't safe.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the classic apocalypse where you have, like, a bunker, where as long as you stay in the bunker, you're safe, and if you go out, there's the danger. It's like, no, it can walk into your house. And you can't do anything about it at all.
It just is.
That's a little horrifying. Great stuff. I mean, Spotlight, something coming from like a priest is obviously horrifying.
I mean,
but
that's,
it can be similar.
That's why horror films use it, is because it is horrifying.
Because it is horrifying. So coming from a figure in your life who should be a safe space is very horrifying. That doesn't mean all uses of that are not necessarily good. Some of them are real bad. But it is something that's objectively scary.
Yeah.
Is when someone who is supposed to be safe
when someone who's
not.
supposed to protect you does not. Yeah.
Yeah. So that can be
when
horrifying.
A protector is the,
Yeah, that's why
offender.
Attacks on kids can be really painful. Is because, like, adults are supposed to protect them.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to protect them. And it's like, so that can be a very effective thing. But effective tool to be used for good or evil.
Yes.
To use a more obscure one, there's also a villain in the anime Jujutsu Kaisen. That's just an example of whether I'm going through, like, not having safe space, not having safe people, but then having a villain who can get at you in a way you thought wasn't possible. Is there's a villain that can touch people's souls.
Yeah.
Which is, like, an incredibly invasive thing.
You think?
Yeah, no, but luckily in real life, our souls are God, so that's nice. But
yay!
But that's just an example.
What can
of,
man
like,
do to me and all
what
that?
All that good stuff. But I'm just saying that's an example of, like, a villain touching you in a way you thought you were safe.
Yeah.
You can get a similar one with villains who mess with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
That can be horrifying.
Yeah.
Because it's suddenly you can't trust yourself.
Yes.
And that's the ultimate betrayal, right?
Okay, but good recommends that are scary. Like I said, The Road book. I have not watched the film. There is a film. I think the book's really good. However, you might want to listen to it.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, Dual McCarthy's.
Crime and Punishment.
Yes, everyone should read Crime and Punishment.
We already mentioned A Quiet Place. I like season 1, Stranger Things.
Yeah, I think we watched that filtered because just for language when we were younger.
Well, we were watching it with, like, the little sister.
Yeah, so I don't remember what's in it. But
it's basically fine. But
scary things.
But yeah, so that's got some good scary to it. I did rewatch that in the fall. That was a fall scary watch at Hillsdale.
Yeah. When you were here with me.
Back in the good old days.
Good old days.
I love Moscow so much.
Trying to think of good.
Children of Men a little bit.
Oh, Children of Men. That's good.
It's a great movie. It's got a little bit of fear to it, I think. We already said Spotlight. Nightcrawler.
Yeah, neither Spotlight nor Nightcrawler are very fun.
Nightcrawler is interesting, though.
Neither of them are for children.
Not for children.
No.
You know, we didn't mention this, but last episode, but Pitch Black from Rise of the Guardians is a pretty good pathetic villain.
Oh, yeah. Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a Halloween movie. It's like a Christmas movie.
Yeah. It's totally a Halloween. Technically, it's set at Easter.
Oh. So
but
you can watch
Pitch Black is a pretty Halloween dude.
Yeah, sure. Rise of the Guardians.
There's one for your kids.
Owls of the Ga'Hoole. Great villainy.
Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said the Ga'Hoole.
Okay, Owls of Ga'Hoole. I don't remember the full title.
That's kind of nice. Yeah, it's like Nazi Sauron owls.
Love it. Oh, Haunting in Venice. That one's fun. I liked that. It's just like an Agatha Christie movie. It's not like wildly great, but Arrival, I think that's fun. I think you don't really know.
Not really creepy.
Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Ah, yes.
That's great for
and
kids.
The Case of the Wrong Trousers.
Yes.
Those are for kids.
Both of those are.
Still creepy, though.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, claymation.
Ghost in the Darkness. That was a good movie. Things You Can't See. Always good. I Am Legend.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun zombie type film. But that's not too gross, so. Which is often the case with zombie films.
But yeah, there's our general take on fear.
The end.
We probably missed fundamental and important things.
Yeah.
But
We always do.
Everybody's got spacey days, right? Anywho, peace out, everybody. Nice talking.